Hi guys, I hope you're all okay and I hope that you're having a good week. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. My name is Jo Morton-Brown and I work as a school-based counsellor. I work as a family support worker. I deliver training to adults about mental health in children and young people. And I normally travel the country, so at the moment it's a bit virtual, to deliver school assemblies or specific workshops, PSHE workshops. And you are looking at somebody that absolutely loves their job, hence why I do this YouTube channel. So in this week's video, I would like us to talk about when we have homework, maybe assignments, revision, projects, when it's all too much for us to do at home, and what we may be doing is just ignoring it, and then it's building and building and building, and then it's this realization of what needs to be done and just how much needs to be done. So in this video, I'd like us to just talk about some steps that you can do to better help yourself when you're in a situation like this. My first thing that I'd want you to do is just think about, how does it make you feel when you have so much work to do? Because for some people it can affect the way that they feel. It can actually affect them and make them feel as if they're going to be sick. Just the thought of how much work they're going to do. It might affect their sleeping. It might even affect the way that their appetite with their eating. So it's realising that, okay, we're not doing our schoolwork sounds pretty simple. Oh, I'll do it another time. Oh, I'll do it another day. But actually, it sits with us and it can still cause us to feel a sense of unease or anxiety. So it's just being aware of how it makes you feel. Now, the good thing is, if you're watching this video, then you obviously want to try and do something about it. You want to learn how to manage it better. So A, 10 out of 10 for that, but B, let's get going. What I'd want you to do is, I would want you to stop, to grab a piece of pen and paper, and to make a list of all the work that needs to be done. So I would want that list to be of the work that needs to be done, that's expected to be completed. And I'd like you to create that list. And then beside that, I'd like you to put the deadlines, the dates that work needs to be completed by. Now, if you have one mammoth task that needs to be done, one big project that needs to be done, and you don't know where to start, then maybe what you could do on that list is break it down into 4 chunks. So breaking it down into 4 chunks, and then each chunk you might want to put that into more manageable steps. So again, maybe 4 and 4, so 4 chunks and then 4 steps, just breaking it down into kind of those steps that you can do. By together, doing all of that together, you've got a project finished. So what we're doing there is we're taking control. Now, to do that is hard because it's overwhelming, but also what you might need to do is you might need to ask for help. And whether that's from parent, care, a loved one, just asking them to help you. This is what's going on. It's too much for me. Can you help me, please? So you don't have to struggle on your own. Life's already hard enough. There's people around you. And if actually you need to tell your teacher, then let them know. So it's important that what we're doing is we're taking control. Now, when it comes to that work, I just want you to just explore, what way is it that you work best when it comes to doing your work at home? Are you somebody that when you come in from school, it's best for you to stay in your school clothes, into your uniform, and to literally go and do your work straight away? Or would you prefer to kind of chill, maybe have dinner, get in your comfy clothes, and then do your homework later? So just figure out which one it is for you. My next thing is about that being organised, is that it is so important that you have an organised workspace. Now, even if that stuff is all in a crate and that you have to pull it out to create that study space, I just want it to be organised, because if you can make that more organised, that will just help this feel more organised. So it's about having that study space, albeit even on the floor, but just having it organised. And if you have got multiple work that needs to be done, then put it into piles. I'm such a fan of piles, literally. I wish you could see when I've got so much work to do, even now behind the computer, the piles that I have of different work, keeping it so separate, because then you can keep focused on what needs to be done. So yeah. And taking it forward, are you somebody, when you have got so much work that needs to be done, would you prefer to do one project a day and to get it completed? Or would you prefer to do multiple projects for a certain period of time and chip away at what needs to be done? Because for some people, they'd much rather put their whole devotion and mindset into doing that project, that piece of homework, that revision. But for some other people, they might get bored, so they may prefer to kind of break it down and do something different every night. So again, just asking yourself what way works best for you. And you might have to experiment. You might have to experiment and explore what works best. You might not want to hear this one, but actually what you might need to do when we get these waves of just too much work is you might need to say no to non-essential commitments. So if your mates are going out, it might just have to be not this particular time, not this particular week, just to get you back on track. And it's realising that it's not going to last like this forever. And hopefully it's getting it done that will allow you to feel better. Because I think sometimes what can happen is actually it can feel so overwhelming that we can procrastinate and, oh, I'll do it later, I'll do it later. When it never comes. Never comes. So just do those steps, just see what works for you. What works for you. And it's realising that actually, even by you watching this video, you're doing something about it. You're doing something about it. And be real and make sure that when you are having those study kind of blocks, and I do recommend that you block out certain aspects, like certain parts of your day. And when you do block out those parts of your day, you might want to add times. So then you know that you have to be kind of strict with yourself. But also be careful that for some people they don't like the times, because if they're 5 minutes late to, I don't know, say it's 6 o'clock and they're about to sit down and do some work that evening, I'm 10 minutes late, it doesn't matter, I'll go again tomorrow. So just kind of again realise what works best for you. What works best for you. And you're going to have to be strict. And always, whenever it's really tough, just remind yourself about how it's not going to last like this forever, and imagine that feeling of how good it's going to feel after you've got going, or once you've completed that piece of work. But make sure that when you are having that blocked out time with studying and doing your work, make sure that you have those brain breaks. Even if it's going downstairs to get a drink, even if it's going to the toilet, even if it's opening the window for some fresh air. But maybe just be aware of if you're going on your phone, again be strict with maybe how long. But it's down to you. You've got the support of those around you, but it's down to you for you to learn by your mistakes and to just get in control. And Will Smith's quote, I live by, I've said this time and time again, I'm sure, but always be ready and you'll never have to get ready. So for me, it's like your bags the night before. Get your bags done the night before, and then you won't have to rush and do it in the morning. So in the ideal world, with regards to this video, it's doing the work when you're given it, rather than kind of lastminute.com with regards to the deadline. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, Little Miss Chatterbox. You look after yourselves, and I look forward to doing another video next week. See you later, everybody. Bye.